Good morning everyone. So today we will discuss chapter number 1, computer external hardware. So in this chapter firstly we will discuss about computer system. So computer system is an electronic machine that work according to the instructions of a user. It means it is a machine that work according to the input given by user to the computer. It can't work by itself, so user have to give input to the computer whenever the user want to perform any task or any activity on a computer. Firstly the user have to provide the input to the computer. So next is, it takes data or input are the same thing. It takes data from user, manipulate the data, produce results and save data for future use. It means user will give input to the computer will manipulate the data. It means computer will perform the calculations on the data, and after performing the calculation it will produce result, and we can also save this data result for future use. For example, we want to multiply two numbers 3 and 2, then we will give input to the computer will process it. Process means it will perform the calculation on 3 and 2. It will produce result, means it will produce the answer 6, and we can also save this answer for future use. So we can say computer system work according to the IPO cycle. IPO means input process output cycle. So next is hardware. Basically there are two main components of computer, two main parts of computer. One is the hardware and second one is the software. So this one chapter is based on hardware. So all the physical devices attached to computer that we can touch and feel are called output devices. It means all the devices that are connected to the computer that we can touch or that we can feel are called hardware devices. The examples of hardware devices are keyboard, mouse, monitor, printer, speakers, etc. Next is the types of hardware, or we can say components of hardware. So basically there are two types of hardware. One is the external hardware and second one is the internal hardware. This one chapter is based on external hardware. So external hardware include components that are outside the system unit. It means all the devices or all the components that are outside the system unit or outside the computer case, these devices are called external hardware components. For example, keyboard, mouse, monitor, these are outside the system unit or these are outside from the computer case. So that's why these devices are called external hardware components. So external hardware is categorized into four categories. First one is input devices, second is output devices, third is storage devices, and last one is communication devices. So in this chapter we will firstly discuss all the input devices, which are keyboard, mouse, joystick, touchpad, scanner, web camera and microphone. Then all the output devices of computer, that are monitor, printer, projector, plotter and speakers. Next is the storage devices. So in this chapter we will discuss optical disc, its types, and flash drive. Last one is a communication device. In communication device we will discuss modem. Input devices. The hardware devices that help us to enter data and instruction into the computer are known as a input devices. It means all the devices uh, through which we can give input to the computer or that help us to enter data into the computer are known as a input devices. For example, keyboard, mouse, joystick, scanner, these all are the examples of input devices, and we will discuss these devices one by one. First one is keyboard. So keyboard help us to enter data into the computer by pressing its keys. Computer keyboard typically have 101 to 105 keys. So as we all know, keyboard is one of the most commonly used input device through which we can give input to the computer, or through which we can enter data into the computer by pressing its keys. So keyboard buttons are also known as a keys, and most of the keyboard usually have 101 to 105 keys. So keyboards are attached to the computer with the help of cable to a USB port on a computer system. So there are four types of keyboard. First one is wireless keyboard, second is compact keyboard, third is virtual keyboard, and fourth is braille keyboard. So one by one we will discuss all the types of keyboard. First is wireless keyboard. It is a battery powered keyboard that allows the user to communicate with the computer, tablets or laptops with the help of radio frequency, infrared rays or Bluetooth technologies. These keyboard don't have any wires connecting the keyboard to the system unit. It means these are the types of keyboard that are connected to the computer without using any wires. So they use Bluetooth or radio frequency or infrared. It means wireless technology to connect to the computer. The second type of keyboard is compact keyboard. It is a keyboard which is smaller in size than a standard keyboard and usually doesn't include numeric keyboard. The laptop computer, some handheld computer and mobile devices use compact keyboards. So compact means that is smaller in size. So it is a type of keyboard which is smaller in size as compared to the normal or standard keyboard, and on a normal keyboard there is a separate numeric keyboard, but in a compact keyboard numeric keyboard is not there. Okay, so that's why it is smaller in size, and this is a type of keyboard that is normally used in a laptop computer and on mobile devices. Third is virtual keyboard. Some devices like smartphone and tablets have on-screen keyboard. These keyboards appear on screen when user want to type text. It means virtual means that doesn't exist in reality. Okay, that doesn't exist in a real world. Okay, so virtual means this keyboard is used in a smartphone and tablets, and whenever we want to, you people have seen that whenever we want to type something by using on a phone, mobile phone, then automatically keyboard appears on screen. Okay, there is no separate keyboard given on a mobile phones. So keyboard appears, it appears on screen whenever we want to type anything. Okay, so these keyboards are used on smartphones and tablet, and these are the on screen keyboards. So next is braille keyboard. It is a keyboard which is designed for blind and visually impaired people. These keyboards are characterized by series of dots on each button. So basically this is a type of keyboard which is designed for blind and visually impaired people, because they can't see any button or any key on a keyboard. So on each button or on each key there are series of dots. They can feel these dots and they can type anything in the computer. So next is mouse. Mouse is an input device. It is a handheld pointing device that controls a cursor on screen. We can select items, text and point items with mouse. A mouse usually have two buttons and scroll wheel. So keyboard and mouse are these are the two commonly used input device, and it is a handheld pointing device, means we can hold a mouse in our hand and we can control the movement of arrow or cursor on screen. With the help of mouse we can point or we can select items, we can open any program or we can paint with it. So usually mouse have two buttons on the top of it, and in a center there is a scroll wheel. The buttons on the mouse are known as a left button and right mouse button. So next is types of mouse. First is mechanical mouse, second one is optical mouse, third is wireless mouse, and fourth is air mouse, and last one is touch mouse. So one by one we will discuss all the types of mouse. So first is mechanical mouse. It has a rubber ball on its underside, and when we move mouse, ball underside the mouse also moves. The movement of ball detect the movement of mouse in any direction. So mechanical mouse is a type of mouse under which there is a rubber ball, and whenever when we move a mouse, then ball underside the mouse also moves. Okay, and this ball is responsible for detecting the movement of cursor on the screen. Next is optical mouse. It uses laser technology to control the position of cursor on screen. The optical mouse don't use any rubber ball. So optical mouse is a newer type of mouse. It don't use any rubber ball. Instead of that, it uses a laser or optical technology to control the cursor or the position of cursor or arrow on the screen. Next is wireless mouse. It is a battery powered mouse that is connected to computer through wireless technology, means without any wires. The wireless mouse uses radio waves or infrared light waves. So wireless, as its name indicate, it is attached to the computer without any wires. Okay, it is a battery powered mouse and it is connected to computer through a wireless technology. So because it is not attached with any wire, so it uses radio waves or infrared light waves to establish a connection to the computer. Next is air mouse. It allows us to control objects and cursors on screen by moving mouse in air. The air mouse is newer type of motion sensing mouse. Air mouse means we can hold the mouse in our hand. We can and to control the object and to control the movement on the cursor, we can move the mouse in air. So this is a new type of motion sensing mouse. We will hold the mouse in air and we will move it, and according to the movement the cursor on the screen also moves. Next is touch mouse. It is a touch sensitive mouse that recognizes touch gestures. For example, we press a location on touch mouse to click an object or slide fingers to zoom. Like there is a touch screen, similarly there is a touch mouse on which whenever we want to perform any action, we can touch the mouse. So suppose whenever you press any location on the touch mouse, it will click an object, and for example you will slide your fingers and it will zoom the picture. Next is joystick. It is an input device which is used to play a game. We can control actions in a game by holding lever and moving it in different directions. So joystick is an input device which is used to play games. Okay, so as you can see in this picture, there is a vertical lever that, and we can hold this lever in our hand, and when we move this lever, it will also control actions in a game. Okay, so whenever basically we will hold the lever in our hand, and by using this lever we can control the movement of any objects or any car in a different directions. Next is motion input. It allows us to control objects on screen by using gestures in air. So motion input means, as you can see in this picture, it allows us to control the objects on the screen by using gestures. Like you can see, whatever a person is doing, the character is doing the same thing inside on the screen. Okay, for example, we will behave like we are throwing a ball, then similarly the character in a game will also behave like he is throwing the ball. Okay, next is trackball. It has a rubber ball on its top side. We can move ball to control the cursor or arrow on the screen. So it is similar to the mouse, but the difference is the ball is on the top of the trackball. If we consider mouse, the ball is on the underside, but if we consider trackball, it is similar to the mouse, but the difference is now the ball is on the upper side. Okay, so we can move the ball with our hand to control the arrow or cursor on the screen. So it is normally used in laptops or PCs, laptop PCs. So next is touchpad. It is a flat pressure sensitive surface used in laptops. We can control arrow on screen by moving finger on surface. So touch pad is normally used in laptop, and this is a pressure sensitive surface. It means whenever you will move your fingers on the surface, it will also change the position of arrow or cursor on the screen. Next is touch screen. It is an input device that we can touch with our finger to perform actions. It is used in PC, smartphone or ATMs. So touch screen is nowadays, this is one of the most commonly used input device. So on touch screen we can touch the screen with our fingers to perform any action. Like we want to open any app, then we will click with our finger on the screen and it will open that app. So normally it is used on smartphones, PC means personal computer, and ATMs. Okay, so next is touch screen gestures. First one is tap. Tap means we will quickly touch with our finger, and what will be the effect of it? It will press a button or it will activate a particular link. Second is double tap. Double tap means quickly we will touch with our finger two times. Double means two times. Okay, it will run a program or app. It means with this a program or app will be opened, or either it will, with this the image will be zoomed. Okay, next is press and hold. Press and hold screen with finger. We will place a finger on the screen and we will hold it for just for 2 or 3 seconds. Okay, so it will show a list of options, or it will show shortcut menu. Fourth is drag or slide. We will with this we will press and hold object, move finger to new location. So it will move the various items on the screen. Next is swipe. Swipe means moving the finger either horizontally or vertically. So swipe is basically used for scrolling purpose, when we want to move the page up or down, or when we want to move the page left or right. Next is stretch. It means move two fingers apart. When we move our fingers, both the fingers in opposite direction, so it will zoom the image. Okay. Next is pinch. When we move our two fingers close, then it will change the image to original size. It will zoom out the picture. Next input device is graphic tablet. Graphic tablet is also called a digitizer. It has a special pen. That pen is known as a stylus, which is used to draw images on computer and give written instructions to computer. So graphic tablet is also known as a digitizer, and with the graphic tablet there is a special pen that is used to, with the help of that pen we can draw anything on the screen, or we can give written instruction to the written input to the computer. Next is microphone. It is voice input device used to send voice into the computer. It is used in chat room, voice recognition or voice chats. So microphone is a voice input device. Basically it is used to send our voice into the computer, and it is used for voice conversations or voice recognition or voice chats or in chat rooms. Next is a digital camera. It is an electronic input device which is also called digicam, and it is used to capture photographs and store photographs electronically in the computer. So digital camera is the input device that is also known as a digicam. We can capture the picture with the help of digital camera, and it will store this picture into the computer. So if we consider a normal camera, they use a photographic film, okay, but these are the digital camera. After capturing the picture, they will store the photo in the computer. Next is a webcam, that is also known as a web camera. It allows us to capture images, videos, and make video telephone calls. So web camera is also known as a webcam, and it is a camera through which we can capture, click the pictures, we can capture the videos, and we can also make telephone calls. Next is a scanner. It is used to send images directly into computer. We can scan logos like school logo, drawing, photographs. So scanner is also an input device, and it is used to send image directly into the computer. And with the help of scanner, we can scan different logos like logo of school, or we can scan any drawing or any photograph, and that image or that logos will be stored in the memory of the computer. So next is a types of scanners. Scanners are of two types. First one is a flatbed scanner, and second one is a handheld scanner. So first is a flatbed scanner. So it works in same way as photocopy machine works. So flatbed scanner is same as a photocopy machine, but if we consider photocopy machine, it will produce the output on a paper. But if we consider flatbed scanner, it will scan the photo, it will scan the image, and it will store the output in the computer instead of paper. So this is a difference in a scanner and photocopy machine. Photocopy machine will produce the output on a paper, but scanner will store the output in the computer. So next is handheld scanner. We can hold this scanner in hand and then drag it over object that we want to scan. So this is a type of scanner. As you can see in this picture, we can hold this scanner in our hand, and whatever image we want to store in the computer, we will move the scanner on that object, and that image will be stored in the computer. Next input devices are barcode reader and OMR. So barcode reader, most products have barcodes on them. A barcode is a set of lines of different thickness that contain information about product. Barcode reader is used to read these lines. So just check all the products. For example, check the book. On the back side of a book, there are various lines of different thickness. On each product, there are lines of different thickness, and these lines are known as a barcodes. So these lines contain information about the product, like name of the manufacturer or the price of the product. Okay, so these basically barcode reader is used in shopping malls, and it is used to read the information from these lines. Like in a shopping malls, they will place the barcode reader on these lines, and they will scan these lines, and information related to information that is stored in these lines will be displayed on the screen. Next is the OMR, optical mark recognition. OMR is a scanner used to read marks on a particular areas of page, that is from OMR sheets. So OMR is a input device. Basically this is a scanner that is used to check the OMR sheets, and it is able to read the mark like filled dot or filled square from the OMR sheet, and after reading these information it will store the information in the computer. So next is a input devices. Next input device is a magnetic ink character recognition reader. It is used to read and identify magnetized character printed on check. So this is a type of input device which is used to read the information that is printed on a check. Basically, if you will see the check, there are some characters that are printed with there are magnetized character printed on the check. On the bottom side you can see. So magnetic ink MICR is a device that is used to read the information printed in these characters. Okay, for example, you can see at the last first 6 digits will show the check number, next is the MICR code, next is the account ID with RBI, and next is the transaction code. So these magnetized characters stores different type of information.